occult leaders who turned their backs on their covenant with the King of Kings, with Christ and his kingly character, with the Ancient of Days. And this is all linked, this is all linkage to the Ancient of Days, right? And it says, and it shall stand forever. The kingdom of the King of Kings has not fallen. It continues to stand. You understand? Yet those who are to be the ministers, the representatives of the kingdom, must study and show themselves approved. You understand? Must prepare themselves. You understand? For the true and the new millennium, and this newness, the true newness, the true new world order is not of Babylon, is not of mystery Babylon. All of that is a counterfeit. It's counterfeit, and we're going to touch on counterfeits. You understand? And how they seek to counterfeit the word. So when we say certain things, if we say new world order, the first thing you think of is the occult, is the Satanists and the Luciferians. You understand? This shows a successful job of deceiving all nations. You understand? But the true new world order, you understand, according to the word and according to the reality, the logos, the logical new world order is of the King of Kings and of his Christ. But they've sought to co-opt that and to counterfeit that and have deceived the whole world. So we have to go through more to explain. When we say new world order, we don't mean their new world order, we mean the new world order of God. And this seems like a strange and a foreign idea because of the deception, you know what I'm saying, of all nations that has gone on. But the word and the evidence bears the witness. And it goes on and it says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain, that this stone, now notice a mountain is a great thing. 12,000, you understand, 12,000 Israelites may seem like a big number, but then in Ethiopia, think about 12,000 Israelites, Israelite males, you understand, of the 12 different tribes in Ethiopia. Now they have to find faithful wives, you understand, and they have to be fruitful now and multiply. You understand? Still, it's a small kingdom. This is a small stone. This is why even George Bush Sr. said it's not just about one small country. It's not just about Ethiopia is what he's speaking about. You understand? Because the insiders of the Illuminati and the Satanists, they know this. You understand? They know that what we're saying and being witnessed is true. This is why they fight against it. This is why they try to suppress the truth, because they know it's true. You understand? But it says, for as much as thou sawest the stone. Now this stone represents, you understand, the kingdom that was established, the renewal of the kingdom of David that was established in Ethiopia. It says, for as much as thou sawest, according to the vision, according to the seers, citing of this, that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands. And the mountain's a greater thing, a bigger thing. You understand? The mountain's the bigger thing. You understand? Speaking about the 12 tribes of Israel, the kingdom of Solomon, you understand, before it was divided, the united kingdom of Judah and Israel as one. This is that mountain. You understand? But the stone now that was cut out of the mountain represents the kingdom of the King of Kings. You understand? Represents Moa, Anbesa, Zem, Negeda, Yehuda, represents Negusa, Neges, Ethiopia. You understand? The King of Kings of Ethiopia represents that stone that was cut out of the mountain without hands. Without hands was it cut out of the mountain. You understand? And that it break in pieces the iron, speaking about the world empires before it. You understand? And even the ones attempting to come after it, and the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, speaking of all those world empires which are spoken of in parable, which are spoken of in symbols and according to the type. And it says, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. Now we're living in the times of the manifestations of these things. You understand? And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is sure. And the interpretation thereof is sure. So now this is all connected with that second coming, or the second mention, according to the four comings of Christ that we have here. First we have the Hitan. First we have the babe, according to the first coming, the Hitan that was born of Qedamawi. Then we have the Ancient of Days according to Daniel chapter 7. Then we have in glory, you understand, of the second coming. You understand? And then we have the restoration of the earth and the setting up of the kingdom. But really, like we just went through this part of Daniel chapter 2 verses 44 and 45 to say it really should be to set up the kingdom. Some Bible scholars believe, well, the kingdom is not here. You understand that the kingdom is not here and the kingdom is still to come. The kingdom has already been set up according to the prophetic word of Daniel. The kingdom, the foundation stone of that kingdom has already been established. And it explains that that kingdom should not be left to other people. So it kind of tells you something's going to happen. And see, this helps us to explain and to understand and to interpret within the prophecy the revolution of 1974 and 75. Because many Rastas and Rastafari and the Ethiopians and Christians who saw elements of the prophecy being manifested lost heart, you know, when the revolution of 1974 and 75 came against the King of Kings. This is why during that same time, space, in the consciousness, there was the thought, is God dead? You understand? Because this could happen to the righteous man, to Qedamawi, Haile, Selassie, you understand, and could happen to that kingdom that had endured, you understand, for so long since the time of Solomon, the Queen of Sheba. This ancient Judeo-Christian kingdom could so-called be overthrown by communism or by socialism. And what happened with Ethiopia, then certainly this can't be him. You know, this must have been, you know, maybe he was just a false pretender. Maybe he was an antichrist. People believe these things, you know, because of a lack of knowledge and lack of study of the word. But when we put it into the context, although the Bible speaks of these four comings, we really can see these comings actually in two separate parts. The first coming as a babe, which is according to the first time that he came, you understand, and then the second coming through this Ancient of Days, the establishment of the kingdom according to Daniel chapter 7 and Daniel chapter 2 respectively, which is also of the coming in this glory, the glory of the King of Kings, you understand, Christ in his kingly character, with the specific mission objective, you understand, to set up the kingdom that will not be destroyed, never be destroyed, and even if anything happened, it could not and would not be left to any of the people, you understand. And now we're moving to the judgment of the nations. We already saw a pre-advent, or rather a foreshadowing. We already seen a foreshadowing of how this judgment is to happen in the fullness, fulfillment of it. So what's interesting about this is like in the Matrix movie, where the whole idea of the Matrix being rebooted and the 1,000 years, when you think about the 1,000-year prophecy, you understand, and those who would enter into the kingdom and what's going on right now. Some say that there has to be a space of 1,000 years. Well, the word says that a day with the Lord is as 1,000 years. You understand? And if everyone, you understand, were to so-called die and the earth were to be desolate, how would we even know it? You understand? Would we even know it? So it's like there was some rebooting of this matrix. Because remember, the matrix, you understand, is this world system, you understand, which has been rewritten. The code of it has been rewritten by Satanism and Luciferianism. That's why Satan is the god of this world. He's given permissive will to do, you understand, his willfulness, but it's the great God who still has the full control of it, but has allowed permissively, you understand, not imperative. He has not commanded Satan to do that, but he has given him permission to do that, since man, you understand, fell from that God-man relation. You understand, that God-man relation from the time of the garden, you understand, and also has turned its back, you understand, on the good news, has not become obedient to the gospel. So it's very interesting when we look at what the Bible speaks on, you understand, in connection with the historical facts and the evidence that we have, because there's a lot of Bible prophecy, and ones who go out there saying that they're going to tell people what Bible prophecy means, and they are not including all the relative information. Many have not included Ethiopia at all. You understand? From ancient times or modern times, and how Ethiopia has also been a victim of that great dragon, of that mystery Babylon. You understand? It's clear in fascism, it's clear in the Mussolini attack, it's clear from